Welcome to Buddi News Roundup. We've got some great stories for you today. A Florida deputy or deputies rescue dog from a fire. A missing dog has been found by a drone. And a dog with cancer becomes friends with kittens. So we are really looking forward to these. With me always are Nathan and Layla. Hello.
Hello.
Let's get started.
All right, let's start with that drone finding the dog.
After being swept away by floodwater earlier this week, he was rescued thanks to community support and drone technology. Take a look. This is that video that was shot. News 13's Ryan Stockett talked with the grateful owner and the person who shot that video.
As soon as I saw him move, it was just instant relief.
Instant relief when the search for Manchu came to an end on Wednesday. The search began the day before after a doggy play date gone wrong. Sam Haney and his girlfriend Kristen Honeycutt took their dogs to a spot along the creek. But Honeycutt says that day the water level was much higher than it usually is.
Before we could even make it over the hill to get to the water, the dogs were already in the water before we even got a chance to see the water levels. And immediately, both of us, like when we saw, we were instantly like, this is not good.
Attempting to save her dog, Kristen went in and got swept away herself. She eventually pulled the dogs and herself out of the water, but Manchu didn't stay.
I saw Manchu poke his head over Kristen's shoulder, and I was trying to tell him to stay there, and he just kind of got freaked out and I guess jumped right back in the water because there was no other path of anywhere to go.
Honeycutt says they called 911 and continued searching along the creek. Honeycutt's mom turned to social media asking for help.
11 o'clock, we get back to the cars and we get quiet for a second, and we started hearing complete strangers all around calling for Manchu. And it was just the most incredible experience, just knowing that the community was out looking for him.
The next day, local drone pilot Bree Day Bowtie saw the social post and reached out offering to help.
We went back down to the river and she launched there.
I just was like, hey, I got him. And they were over there instantly and looking at the camera, and it was him.
She says, I think I got him. And we just like jumped up like, what? Like, what?
Bolted over to the screen.
And she's like, and he's moving.
As soon as I saw him do the little circle on the screen, and you couldn't even make out, it was just a little blob, and I saw it do a little loop, and I was like, oh, that's him.
In Fletcher, Ryan Stockett, News 13.
Sorry, I love the sneeze at the end. That's classic dog. Oh, I got a camera in my face? Brah.
Yeah.
Man, so many things to love about this story. Manchu's got an orange collar, which is dear to Buddy's heart. The community coming together. I know people kind of like, on drones. I love drones. I think this is a great way for drones to be used, of course. And just really, I'm glad we're kicking things off with a feel-good story. I needed it.
I know you love drones, and here's what I'm going to say. I normally don't love technology or people very much, but today, both of those things seem to have done a positive thing. Like, great use of technology. I love that they were so surprised that people came in to help out. And watch your dogs around water like that. And I think this is just another one of those, like, I know they don't want to be on the leash, but man, if they would have been leashed on that trail, this wouldn't have happened. And so sometimes being the hard parent, I know they want to be off. It's like, I had to have a talking to today because I'm giving Buddy too many treats. It's like, I want to keep giving him treats. And Ryan's like, it's not good for him. So I have to, like sometimes you have to do the hard things.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really glad the story ended well. The dog looks adorable. And I was also thought, though, that someone in there was named Honeycutt, and that sounds like something out of a Bond movie. That's a really good name. But you might enjoy that, Ryan. Yeah,
classic American name. I do have one thing. So growing up in the Midwest, we were always warned. Like every year, you got this warning: when it is raining, don't mess around with streams. Little rivers, all that kind of stuff, because they will look like, oh, they're just moving a little bit faster than normal. And if you get in them or you're on a boat or whatever, they it's very unpredictable. They move fast all of a sudden. They'll, even though you're looking at it and say, oh, it's moving a little faster than normal, it's moving a lot faster than normal. So just be very wary if you're in the Midwest, if you're in, you know, South or things like that nature, that these little creeks and streams and lakes and can be, you know, just pretty dangerous when it's raining.
Yeah, absolutely. You really need to know, especially if you've got a pet, you need to know the area that you're in. You know, where I grew up in South Texas, you couldn't really mess in the canals or the arroyos, as they call them down there, because, you know, there was water moccasins. And so if you had your dog and you were playing by the water, they could get attacked. And so, yeah, you need to be aware, just being a responsible pet parent. All right, we've got some firefighters doing their job, rescuing a dog. We love these stories.
Also new this morning, Cannon Beach firefighters pulled off a dramatic cliff rescue to save a dog in Ecola State Park. Take a look. In the distance, you can see a dog circled in red. See it right there? Crews say the dog had been missing for nearly 2 hours after it got spooked on a hike and ran off from its owners. 2 hikers told a crew member they'd seen a dog trapped on a cliffside about 100 feet down. With the help of a Cannon Beach police drone, crews spotted the dog and activated their high-angle rope rescue team. Rescuers hiked above the dog, set up rope systems, and then lowered a firefighter down a steep cliff. Even as the frightened dog moved along the rock face, the rescuer was able to reach it, secure it, and both were hoisted safely back to the top. The dog was then reunited with its owners with only minor scratches and is expected to be okay. We've done stories like this before in different areas where experts recommend you always keep your dog on a leash.
Absolutely.
Right?
My goodness, because that is scary. All right.
Look, I think it's what's been happening this spring. It's been a little bit cooler spring, and there's been a lot of rain, especially in the middle of the country and the south. And people are getting out, and they've been a little bit of cabin fever, and I'm sure the dogs got cabin fever too. So they're going out. They're going out by streams. They're going out by cliffs, and unfortunately now some bad things are happening. So which is probably why we're getting these stories. But another great story with a happy ending. A little bit more dramatic there on the cliff, but glad it ended well.
That's a wild story. That looks like a harrowing rescue. I'm not sure I would be able to make that. Like, that just looks super scary to me. But yeah, again, she mentioned it at the end, put your dogs on a leash, because especially right now with Brian's right, there's all this weather. I just think, you know, we wouldn't, if we had a toddler, we would not have the toddler wandering the sides of the cliff because they want to and it's nice. Like, we would have that baby in a stroller and a carrier and a harness. Like, no way. So it's the same thing.
Agreed. And I like putting the toddlers in those little leashes too, you know, because then, you know, when she would go to run off, you could just pull back and, you know, she'd get caught. Yeah. It's a very important part of safety. Right. Yeah, great story. I'm glad it ended well. But yeah, it's I can't imagine being me and my dog stuck on the edge of a cliff. That would be horrifying. Of course, he sleeps too much to go out, as you can tell. He's not. Yeah, it's Finn. He's not interested in any cliff diving today.
See, our cats would be very interested in that. I could see Buddi climbing up there and like wanting to take a ride.
Yeah, Buddi he's a cliff climber. Yeah,
he is. And he's a cliff diver, I'm sure of it.
Yeah. All right, on to the next story. Got a good one here.
Here's something to smile about: a 160-pound dog. A local school says it's the best way to build confidence and calm nervous systems. Grace Bradley takes us to Carmel.
Everyone knows when it's an Enzo and Dawn day.
Since 2024, after fourth graders formally requested a therapy dog from school administrators, Carmel Elementary students and staff have had the treat of weekly library visits for Mastiff Enzo and his owner Dawn.
There's no feeling nervous. He's just there to listen and comfort you while they practice. Others, they just need a little love and hugs.
Enzo is a 7-year-old stray. I've had him for about 6 years. He came from Texas. He is blind and deaf. And in the beginning, he was actually not like this. He was a little I don't want to say mean, but just unsure of things. I started working with him and I realized that he absolutely loved people, especially children.
He's so cute.
Oh,
Yes.
what is your guys' favorite part about hanging out with Enzo?
Petting him.
Put him right to sleep.
Just cuddle him and read him some books sometimes. He makes us feel happy. He helps us.
He definitely makes a big change to the school. A lot of kids are struggling with some things, and he definitely helps with that.
Sometimes it's hard to read in front of people, so I guess it would be better to read in front of a dog if we're like nervous. He said, I will steal all the treats that I can. If you think of it, you can kind of feel like you're in the story.
Nice character voice. I think over the past 20 years that I've worked in education, we're really seeing an uptick in the social emotional needs of students. The kids hearing Enzo's story and all he's had to overcome, he's had a lot of challenges. He could have turned into a very different dog, and instead he's been able to channel all of those challenges into doing something so positive.
There's some kind of a soul inside of him that just wants to help people and make people feel better.
Grace Bradley, WABI News.
We have a job for Finn.
Yes.
Finn has a new job.
He's ready. He's ready to, yep.
Right. Well, look, when I was back in those days, many years ago, we wanted a support animal. We got a guinea pig. His name was Violet. It was the class guinea pig, and then everybody. This is kind of strange. I think everybody got to take the class guinea pig home for a week, and then you brought it back. I mean, Violet lived. She survived.
Wow, that's surprising.
It's not. The teacher doesn't want to deal with that. She's not taking it home with her.
Then I got a hamster. I actually talked my father into getting me a hamster. I don't know how that happened still, but his name, whatever it was, I think it was a girl too. Her name also was Violet because I couldn't think outside the box. But great, glad these kids are enjoying a therapy animal, and that reporter looked about as young as those kids at the very end. I was a little surprised by her.
I was going to say Grace, which was the reporter, must have had the best day ever. You could just see it when she was signing off, that she was having the greatest day ever. That dog is adorable. I love that they read to it when he's deaf and blind. Like, that's amazing. He has no idea what they're saying, but it makes them feel better. And he has a purpose. And I love how much the school has incorporated Enzo's book recommendations. Enzo, amazing from a marketer's perspective, amazing brand integration. Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking that too, that Enzo, poor guy doesn't get to hear any of those stories, but I'm sure he can feel the energy and the vibrations and all that.
I'm sure he loves it. He just looks like he's so content. I almost want to call it purring. I know he's not purring, but it sounded
like purring. It
like,
did, right? It sounded like purring.
So great. Love it.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys song "Good Vibrations" was written about dogs, and how Brian Wilson talked with his mom, and the mom said, some dogs have, you give off good vibrations and they like you, and you give off bad vibrations and they don't like you. So Nathan, I think you're 100% right, where, he can't technically hear or whatever with these kids, but he's feeling their energy. He's feeling that they're calm. He's calming them. It's like a little circle of calm and good vibrations, and they're having a good time.
Absolutely. Love it. All right. We have a great story here about an emotional support cat.
Emotional support cat Robin is back in the arms of her owner after going missing in a Greenville neighborhood for days. She was found in a storm drain by teenagers just hours after WITN joined a canine search team called in to help find the cat. Amarachi Uche was with that canine search team yesterday and today met the teen who found the cat. She joins us live in Greenville with more. Amarachi.
Yeah, Courtney, it was this storm drain where Robin was found. Now, like you said, I joined that canine search team yesterday, and they said it could take up to a month for Robin to be found. Well, just after our initial story aired, I got a text from the family saying Robin was finally home. An unexpected find.
I was kind of like startled at first. Like I was like, oh my God, there's an animal in there.
Reuniting family members back again.
So to have her back, it's like, you know, the world started turning again for me finally.
We first met Jillian Bauer on Thursday as she told us the story of her emotional support cat Robin, who's helped her manage her anxiety since 2022. Robin recently went missing for days in the South Hall, Greenville neighborhood. Her mom, Kimberly, hoping to get what she calls her daughter's lifeline back home, hired a canine search team that followed Robin's scent. One of the places Canine Preacher led us to was near here, Charleston Court. On this street, missing poster signs of Robin and a companion that wasn't too far from home.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep my eye out in case I see it.
That same day, 15-year-old Alice Ledoux was watching her brother and his friends play pickleball.
He hit the ball and it went over the trees.
Ledoux helping look for the ball inside the storm drain, thinking it went in there. But it wasn't a ball she found down there.
I see these green eyes just staring at me.
It was Robin.
We looked at the poster again and then we looked at the cat. I was like, oh my God, it's Robin. I found Robin.
Ledoux called the number on the poster, which led to Jillian getting a call from her mom.
I get in the car, I rush on over.
And the pair was reunited after 6 long days.
Instant relief seeing her cute little face and those big green eyes.
Robin is now back comfortable in her home, and the Bauers are grateful. Now, the Bauers say that Robin will become an indoor cat for the time being until they get a GPS collar on her, so this never happens again. Reporting live in Greenville, Amarachi Uche, WITN News.
Probably a good idea, but glad she made her way home. All right, thank you, Amarachi.
Pickleball sweeps the nation, saves lost cat. You know, if those kids weren't playing pickleball, they would have never been found. So I'm so glad Robin was found. I love when they were originally talking about an emotional support cat. Like the girl's laying on the bed and the cat's just on her back, like, I am her emotional support cat. Another sweet story. I'm glad, you know, those teens, sometimes teens can have a bad rap and they might have not been nice to the cat, but these sweet pickleball playing teens did the right thing.
I'm going to say something controversial, not a surprise. Do not let your cats outside. Like, they're not meant to be outside. This whole, we're going to wait till we get a GPS collar. They slink out of their collars faster than anything. And there's way too many bad things outside. As now is evidenced, she fell in a storm drain. That's actually probably saved her because it kept her from other animals that could have gotten to her and other things like that. They can get hit by cars. Like, I know the panic. I've accidentally had cats get out. Some have come back. Some have never come back. I've never been an outside cat person, and I will die on that hill. Bad idea. But I'm really glad that Robin is home.
Well, I lost the bet to Ryan. We had a bet that you would say something about not allowing the cat, you know, to go outside. And I lost the bet. I didn't think he'd go there, but he was right. He knew you would definitely call that out. So the money's the check's in the mail, Ryan. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad it ended well for the adorable cat, and good for the kids too. All right, let's go with a scary situation, but ends well with the Florida deputies.
Where's the fire? He's in the back. He's in the back. Get out. Get in the back. Go. Go, go, go. HQ, there's an active fire in the kitchen. We're going to the front. We're going to the front. Come on, we need to get you evaluated. We're not going through. We're going through the front. We're going through the front. Is there anybody else inside the house? No.
Charlie, all occupants out of the home. Acknowledge all occupants outside of the home. Can you grab
his other side? We're just helping you, okay? We got to get out of this gate.
776-1026, all occupants out of the home.
Here, hold on to both of my arms. Grab both hands, hold on to my arm. Come on, sir. There they are. They're out. I got him. We got him.
All occupants are out.
We got him. But we got one dog.
We got one dog.
Where's the other dog at, sir? Upstairs. Upstairs. We got one. There's upstairs. Are they friendly?
Yes.
Let's go sit down right there. Let's go sit down right there. Let's get in there.
Wow. I'm glad everyone was rescued. I think the old
They
guy-
did get the other dogs. Yes, they were really
Good. I think the old guy was a little confused. The officers did the right things. Did the right thing immediately. Get him out of that situation. These first responders, great people doing great things.
Super scary. I think this is where I would just, there's like those plaques you can put at your door that tells first responders what pets you have, how many you have. It's not going to tell them where they are, but at least if you're not able to communicate, which she clearly was, they at least know what to look for. They at least know there's 3 dogs, there's 2 cats, whatever. That is, to me, like one of the scariest things is that something would happen inside my home when I'm not home and they don't know where to look, or because we are cats and dogs hiding spots.
Yeah.
But they don't. And so it's scary. I'm glad everybody got out. I'm glad they rescued them. It's just scary.
Yeah, I think it's
all kitchen fire. Yikes.
Man, it's a good reminder though that, first responders out there doing the Lord's work, saving humans and dogs every day, and so I'm just really glad that ended up well, but yeah, I think that's a great note, Layla, to have that, at your entrance for first responders. If they show up, know who the humans and dogs and cats that are alive there and where they might be. So that's great. All right, our last story is one that is going to lift your spirits for sure. It's adorable.
No doubt you've heard the saying about people who fight like cats and dogs. There's a reason that relationship can be like oil and water. They just don't mix well together.
Tonight, we have an example of cats and dogs coexisting, and then some. Our Mike McKnight had to see it for himself.
She's never had her own pups, but Australian cattle dog Artemis still displays maternal instincts.
I didn't train this into her. She just did it.
She's a mom to litters of orphan kittens.
Hungry. All of a sudden, she just started loving them. She started kind of trying to carry them around. She says, "Oh, give me my baby back."
Adrienne Cannon is a volunteer for Muddy Paws Animal Rescue, and she provides a foster home until kittens can be adopted out.
That little one's only 100 grams, and she is exceptionally careful.
Her pet Artemis lends a helping paw and tongue.
It's not always easy to do with senior animals. They kind of like to sleep and be lazy, and she does do that, but she can sleep and be lazy with kittens crawling on her, and that makes her really happy.
And by nurturing young lives, Artemis may be extending her own. Adrienne says the 10-year-old dog has been diagnosed with liver cancer, and the vet gave her just weeks to live.
She's hanging on for her kids. She's taken care of. She has a purpose.
6 months since that dire prognosis, it seems Artemis has 9 lives because of the kittens.
Keeps her happy. I think it brings her joy. She's trying to get her to roll over so she can lick her belly.
In Northwest Omaha, Mike McKnight, First Alert 6.
That's so sweet. We're told Artemis not only cares for kittens, but is also a therapy dog for Adrienne's husband, a veteran, and their autistic child.
Wow, Artemis is a superstar there, raising kittens, surviving cancer, therapy dog. What a great dog Artemis is. She seems like a real sweetheart, so tender with those kittens. She's a big dog, could do some damage, and yet she's so tender and gentle, and what a great story.
What a sweet pup. Here's what I'm going to say about illnesses and prognosis, and they just don't know. I mean, I think it's all about the animal's ability to kind of work through or want to be around. We had a cat that was diagnosed and we were told 4 to 6 weeks, and he lived 3 years. Yes, we did extra care and we took really good care of him, but he was also he wanted to be around. And it sounds like Artemis wants to be around for these kittens, and it's so, so cute.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, Layla. I was just thinking, like, it just goes to show, they just don't know. I've heard so many stories like that where, they'll tell the dog, oh, the dog's going to be, gone in 6 months. They live another 3 years. It happens all the time. So, just what a great story. And, that maternal instinct just kicked in, and Artemis was like, nope, I'm going to be here to take care of these babies. So
love it.
Incredible.
Awesome.
Well, that's it for today.
All right. Well, good amount and roundup of stories, Nathan. Thank you. And we'll do it again next week.
Great stories this week.